All right, so getting the Vette apart. Ben was giving me a hand. Thanks, mister. Extra set of hands. Got the throttle body off. Got all of our little throttle cables and linkages and all that out of our hair. I've undone the thermostat housing gasket. And look at it. It is dry as a bone in there for the most part. Here is our stat, and it is stuck wide open. Remember, this was a fail-safe stat. Remember I called that? I said, that thing's gonna... I bet you that's what happened. That would definitely make it overheat because it got hot and pissed everything out. So we're going to deal with this situation and go from there. Now, mind you, this is the second one of these that I've had fail. I actually had one in my truck fail, and we replaced it last week. And guess what failed to open again? Towing the trailer to track Saturday. Yep, my thermostat is stuck open again in my truck. Same brand, same vendor, same manufacturer. So, and that's what else is strange, is prior to this, we warrantied out the other thermostat that we put in, which was an AC Delco, which was actually a Stant in an AC Delco box. And it was a factory style 192, and it stuck shut on us. But, you know, once it got to 220, I was like, yeah, okay, no. So we shut her down and swapped it out. Everything was working fine when I was driving this the other day. And then it just got warm, and then that's that. So I'm curious to see if this thing might have a hurt head gasket from when it had the coolant leak at the manifold, which could be an issue. But it fires up good and it runs very smooth. So we'll probably do a leak down on it tomorrow. But beforehand, we got to get it warm either way. So we're going to get a stat that's not a freaking fail-safe, put it in, and go from there. All right, so we got it all back together. Putting coolant back in. I've already added over a gallon. So we will get this topped off the rest of the way and fire her up and see what she does. All right, so the cooling system's topped off. Everything's back together. We're gonna fire this baby up and let her run. It took about a gallon and a half of coolant. So we're gonna let this baby run and see if it gets hot or if it kicks in and it works fine. We did put another thermostat in, 160 degree, because this is the freaking desert, so it needs to be as cool as we can get it. And it should help it, because it would, if anything, delay the time it takes to get the heat up there, but to where the fan would have to kick on. But the main issue is, why is it getting that hot, and why was the radiator ice cold when that thermostat was stuck open? Very right, she fired right up. Coolant temp is still low, obviously, because we just cold started it. But you know, we're talking cold start here in the desert. It's almost 100 today. But so we're just gonna let her run and see how she does. Right, so temp's currently 170 and climbing. Obviously, we don't have fan active. 25 to 230. I'm gonna let this baby idle a little bit longer. That is hot. Good touch. That's telling me that the thermostat is open. 160 degrees set, so it should be open. Alright, so we're up and running. This time the radiator is at least too hot to the touch, which is better than it was prior. We know our stat is open. Let's see if our fan engages on time, and we'll see what she does. Current temperature is 199, so we'll see when she gets up to about 225 what we got going. All right, we're up to 220. 221. Just gonna keep letting her idle. Let her get up to temp. Make sure that fan kicks on when it's supposed to, and see if it keeps it under control. Just crashed over to 229. The fan just came on. You probably heard it. The fan is on. Let's see. Our temp is at 230. Let's see if it comes down or not. 229. 28. 27. So it is coming down. Still on. 219. 218. Shut off right now at 218. Drop still at 217. 216. 231, 232. See if it begins to drop it. There we go. Temp is coming down. Next plan is I'm going to close the hood and put the air on, greaser, and see if it'll keep up. Alright, we're sitting at 220. I just turned the air on. It's on max cold, on high. We're going to see how she does. I got the windows down, so it's having to work. Now we're sitting at 219 with the AC on. Kind of hoping it continues to drop the temp, because that would be awesome. We're sitting here just hanging out about 221 degrees. Air's on, air's cold. We're flowing. It's just the capacity of these cars. It's one of the scary things. Now for about 8 minutes or so. I just turned the air off. I want to see if the temp's going to stabilize and drop. See if that extra load of the AC is the only reason why we were climbing just a little bit. Obviously it's going to take longer to heat up when the air is on, even though the AC is adding load. The fan is always on when the compressor is on. So, that being said, oh, there we go, we're dropping down. if the air was still on from cold start, it should take forever to get to 220 plus. Which I think I'm going to do that as a little science experiment tomorrow morning. And then one of the things I can recommend, with this being a desert car, we've had to do this a lot on 80s cars especially that have electric fans, is we end up taking and putting a relay to trigger power to the fan whenever the ignition is on. So the fan just stays running. Like right now the fan just turned off. I just heard it shut off. We're at 221. Tell me, go and check the voltage. Yep, fan's off for sure. The temp's down to 220. So anyway, back to that of having the fan run constantly off a key, relayed. Think about that. Won't take long to put in, and it's easy, just as easy to remove it as it is to put it in. And I think the car will be much more happy as a desert car here. Oh well, it's actually staying nice and cool. Anywho, it's just a thought. So you can see our temps coming back up, and the fan will kick back on any second. There it goes. You can hear the idle kick up a little bit to take the load. Soon enough, you'll see this temp drop. So it just stopped climbing now. Oh, nope, spoke too soon. There we go. And we're going to start coming back down.